have said that about these women, and that should be obvious.
We can only pick on the downtrodden.
Yeah. David Brooks, do you believe that this kind of review, discussion, debate will now be for syndicated columnists, for people with cable shows, with radio talk shows, with network shows?
I think if you're Howard Stern, you're Bill Maher, you're Glenn Beck, you're Michael Savage, you got to watch out. I mean, what happens is people change their standards. The only caution I'd say, that there's comedy. A lot of this is comedy. And when you look at Borat, for example,
doesn't comedy have to be funny, David?
Well, it tries to be funny, but there is sometimes, like for the example of Borat. Borat's a guy who spews anti-Semitic stuff. Everybody knows he doesn't mean it. And I'm not comparing Borat to Don Imus, but there is a carnival atmosphere. And that if we judge everything by the standards, the comedians, the carnival people in our culture, by the standards of politicians, well, then we'll have no comedy because all of the stuff they say is non-literal.
Well, exactly. And Saturday Night Live last night begins the show with a send-up of Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Do people, fly-spec a presentation like that for what kind of stereotypes are they playing to? It's hard to know where you draw the line in the entertainment realm.
Except that it's really not hard to know where you draw the line. We know where the offense is. We know what's acceptable and what's not. And the best way to dilute the argument in the moment we're in is to say, but what about this, what about this, what about that? The fact is, we have a moment where we can talk about the things which have been bugging us. I know a lot of people who aren't really crazy about pimping over the world or about something that Snoop Dogg would say. And you know what they've been doing? They swallow it. They just turn off the TV. I don't watch these shows. I don't listen to these videos. I just don't watch it. But somewhere deep inside these girls becomes this little... You heard what the Rutgers basketball players said when they were asked about this. They didn't say, oh, well, yeah, I think it's fine. They don't think it's fine. And after a while, it builds in them. And that's what we saw happen this week. So if we want to, we can say it's not a big deal because it's happened all the time or it's been happening for a long time. It's precisely because it's been happening that a long time. That was...
I'm not saying it's not a big deal.
Than you think. And
aren't good on TV or in the movies. And so I think those are the hard cases. And I don't think it's unfair to ask the question of this case, of that case, how much of it is just make-believe. Human beings are extremely good at separating make-believe from reality.
Yeah, unless they're the targets. And when you're the target, somehow it seems a lot more real.
Well, again, with Imus, personally, he said something about another colleague of ours who's Jewish as I am. And I'm not going to repeat it, but it was about the hook nose. It was the normal anti-Semitic stereotype.
And that colleague said it was fine.
Yeah, I don't know what he said, but I do know personally.